港生活港享受，品嚐令人身心愉快嘅健康美食。睇下有咩獨特嘅方法去令屋企加添色彩。欣賞別開生面，以女性為主題嘅藝術展覽。仲會體驗沖茶同品茶之中嘅禪意。
每一個人都有好多唔同嘅願望，咁由邊度開始，又或者實現邊一個夢想先，都唔係一個容易嘅決定。不過我呢位朋友咧，就用一個 idea 實現晒佢所有嘅願望。Hi Tiffany.
Hi.
Could you tell us about your job and what makes it so fun?
So I'm a registered dietitian. I work with people and I educate them about food and nutrition. So for example, if a client comes to me with high blood pressure or like high cholesterol, then I would look into their diet, look into their current weight, their body composition, and even like their laboratory, which is the blood work, the blood reports, and see where I can help them with their food and their normal intake, as well as give some advice on physical activity as well.
So what's your story? How did you come up with the idea with combining cafe and a clinic that provides dietetic therapy together?
So when I was practicing in private practice, I would give food suggestions, and I find it very hard for my clients to actually follow through with my advice because they're often very time poor and they may not make their own food. So in the end, they are not able to execute the suggestions. So to make it more convenient for my clients and other people like in our city to eat better, and as well as to incorporate my passion in cooking and creating recipes, so I decided to create this one-stop spot for food and nutrition. That's 1 pound of fat.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that's 5 pounds, so that's a lot.
It doesn't look like you can actually
That's a
cook.
lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just for clients to see like what 1 pound of fat looks like, so they have a bit more motivation, and they actually see how gross it is. So like, they don't actually want it in their bodies. So.
As a dietitian, what are some wellness tips you'd like to share?
So what I see that's very prevalent in Hong Kong is that we barely have enough fruit and vegetables. For an average adult, we're meant to have 2 portions of fruits a day, 1 portion being the size of our fist, a woman's fist, and then for vegetables, it would be 3 portions. So you know how we normally eat with a rice bowl, right? Yeah, so 3 bowls of raw vegetables would be 3 portions, which is quite a lot of salad actually. And if it's cooked vegetables, because it shrinks, it would be 1.5 bowls of vegetables. And this is the bare minimum of what comprises of a healthy diet. I was just wondering, do you normally consume as much?
I have my good days and my bad days. On my good days, I consume a lot of vegetables. On my bad days, I'm like, yeah, dessert.
Yeah, I get you. It's about balance anyways, yeah.
What's the most challenging thing as a dietitian and an entrepreneur?
I think because I trained as a registered dietitian in a hospital, and I have the skills to work with patients with different diseases, and that's my expertise. However, to create a cafe, it is a completely new skill. I have had no experience before this venture, so it's more like learning from my family, with also who has like F&B businesses, and also just trying and not giving up. So I think that's the biggest takeaway from my whole project.
Bon appetit! I love yogurt bowls.
Yeah, so we make our own yogurt in-house. It's made with almonds, and so there's no dairy in it. And we have our own homemade granola on it as well, with different fruits and a goji puree. So kind of like a jam, but without added sugar.
The jam goes really well with the yogurt.
Yay.
So what's your next step? Any big plans?
So I think our next step would be personalization and nutrition. So basically, right now our dishes are just of one portion size. So I hope to actually help others by making the dish tailored to them. So, but then this would require a much larger, like,
team.
Team and place, perhaps a central kitchen to do so. This is just at the back of my mind, but it would be great if it's actually feasible to make it happen, because right now we can only give you all the macronutrients, for example, the calories, the carbohydrate, protein, and fat content of each dish. It may not be completely adequate for each person, so that's our next step.
So it'll be better if, like, oh, your clients can come to you and then you can do all the tests, and then you'll be like, oh, actually you need this, 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 and this, and then straight away you can, like, tailor them a meal and they can just come have
and we
it.
can actually make it for them, so it will be most convenient and good nutrition can be accessible to them.
And it'll be perfect for their own health specifically. That's a great plan. We're looking forward, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Thank you.
除咗照明之外，燈可以改變成個空間嘅氣氛。有啲獨特嘅設計，好似青花瓷燈，絕對可以係精美又實用嘅裝飾嚟㗎。What is a ginger jar?
Well, a ginger jar used to be used to store very precious spices, such as ginger. They originally used to store and then transport across to the West. And later on they became much sought after decorative items in their own right. So the Europeans had a real taste for beautiful blue and white ceramics from China. And then latterly they've become a very firm design classic used in interior schemes, you know, all across the world.
And I can see they are very beautiful, but how did you think of to make them into a lamp?
It was a last-minute trip to China with some girlfriends, and we were routing through antiques markets and came across so many beautiful ginger jar designs. I was just astounded by the wealth of designs and the beauty of their intricate, auspicious patterns. So we decided to have one made up into a lamp, and then I thought, why stop there? I'm always after something which is unique, individual and beautiful, and I always remember a favourite quote of mine, which is create the things you wish existed. At that time I hadn't seen lamps in this form, so I decided to start my business.
Now, I do see that you said there are different designs and they have patterns. What is the significance behind, like, certain symbols?
Well, they're all handmade and hand-produced using centuries-old methods, and each individual design has an auspicious meaning. So we've got the phoenix, we've got gung hei fat choi, symbolise the coming of the new year, lotus, which symbolises purity, obviously the shu, character for longevity, peony, which is the king or queen of flowers. Each has their own very powerful meaning according to their Chinese tradition.
Speaking of, you know, placing in the home, how would you recommend them to be paired? Because I do see different lampshades. How do you pair them together?
I'm completely enamoured by beautiful fabrics, so our lampshade collection just keeps growing and growing. So we created a mix and match tool on our website to help customers come up with their perfect match. So they can select any one of our bases and any one of our shades and combine it until they find something they really are happy with.
How would you recommend, you know, the perfect pairing for somebody, though?
I'd recommend customers to trust their instinct, to select something that really makes their heart sing and brings a smile to their face. So many of our customers have told me about the joy their lamp brings, and it's all about finding something that suits your personality and also obviously complements your home and the existing colours and patterns within the given room.
Now let me ask you, which one is your favourite one?
It's difficult because, you know, I love blue and white, I also love green, two of my favourite colours. So the Hunan Jade bases are very special, they're over 80 years old, and each one has a very unique finish which is achieved by hand pouring this very vibrant glaze. And I like the peony polka dot because obviously the peony is a very auspicious character and an auspicious symbol in Chinese art, but the addition of the polka dots really adds sort of a fresh modern take to it, even though they're vintage pieces.
So what has been the most popular design recently with your customers?
Well, I'm always surprised by the fact that our customers often choose something that is completely unique to them. Because we have so many combinations, it can be up to 2,000 different lamp styles when you combine each base and each shade together. That's the possibility of selecting a unique lamp. So it's quite difficult to say what the most popular is, but our signature look, which is a double happiness base and the bright pink shade, has been something that people do choose time and time again.
青花瓷俾人一種古典嘅感覺，雖然今時今日冇人會再用佢嚟放食物，不過當你將佢變成一個燈座，加唔同精緻嘅圖畫同埋唔同顏色嘅燈罩，放喺屋企都幾特別啦。
喺世界唔同嘅地方咧，都有越嚟越多人關注性別平等嘅問題啊！嗱，理論有好多，但係要真真正正做到喺各方面都平等嘅話咧，其實仍然需要我哋不斷咁努力嘅。咁所以咧，今日我哋就會邁進多一步，用一個特別嘅方式咧去追求性別平等，同埋去見證女性嘅力量。So what is the special message of this exhibition?
We would like to, through the exhibition, to deliver the message that the four female collectors we have been working with has contributed a lot to the art world and to the society. 4 of them has been passionately build up their collection. Also has been contributing a lot by bringing interesting projects to their hometown and to support artists in their very young career.
That is so great. Now, have you got a favorite piece of art here?
Yeah, I would like to highlight Guanxiao's hidden track. It's the work that collages found images on the internet, also footages from the museum archive. The artwork itself has a very strong acoustic quality. It's the combination of hip-hop music, ritual music, and also some new age ambient sound. You could sense a timeless beauty ranging from the ancient Greek sculpture to contemporary dance performance, even to the gymnastic performance by the sportsmen. And you could strongly sense the flow of energy that transcends through the motion and its connection to our nature scenery and also the power of Mother Nature.
近年嚟欣賞藝術作品咧，有好多新方法嘅。咁啊，譬如話係虛擬實境啊，甚至係同藝術作品有互動咧，都有。不過我始終覺得咧，最好欣賞嘅方法咧，就係一邊欣賞啦，同埋一邊品嚐美食。So Ellen, what is the relationship between food and art, and how do they go hand in hand?
I guess the idea of this space is to create a platform where diners can also engage in a conversation in contemporary art. Food, after all, is a form of art, so we feel that it goes quite well with contemporary art, which in today's context is multimedia. It's so there's video, there's installations, there's all sort of forms and shapes of contemporary art. So it makes it a little bit more interesting.
And do you think that concept of mixing fine art and fine dining has become part of today's modern dining culture?
It certainly has developed a lot over the last 5-6 years. We've seen, I think it's a concept that started in Europe, and slowly we're seeing more and more kind of arts club type of concept happening obviously in Asia and also in the rest of the world.
藝術同美食咧，兩者都有好多相似嘅地方。咁啊，同樣咧都係需要創意啦，同埋大膽嘗試，先至會有新驚喜嘅。咁今日嘅體驗咧，絕對係視覺味嘅真享受。
Tea is getting more popular than ever. Many modern tea cafes, they put together new ideas to create new experience. Tea has a lot of benefits to health. tea may boost your immune system, may fight off inflammation, and also may ward off cancer and heart disease. Tea is also a very excellent medium to calm ourselves, to seek for inner peace.
大部分人飲茶嘅時候咧，都會好隨便咁樣掉個茶包落去滾水嗰度就算㗎啦。但係對於一啲好有要求研究茶道嘅人嚟講咧，佢哋要有適合嘅茶具，要揀最好嘅茶葉，要掌握水溫同埋浸泡嘅時間，每一樣嘢咧都要非常之講究嘅。因為咧唔同出產地嘅茶葉咧都有佢嘅特色，所以處理方法咧都相對會唔同啊。所以一壺簡單嘅茶，其實背後真係一啲都唔簡單。Do you have any general tips for tea making so we can improve the taste of the tea?
I would definitely suggest using a proper teapot, which is smaller in size, and also a gaiwan. A gaiwan is a more advanced one. Using a gaiwan would definitely enhance the taste because the porcelain, the material, can deliver the taste and the aroma much more than using bottle or glassware.
Now, tea is a very important part of Chinese culture. What can you recommend for a beginner? What kind of Chinese tea can you recommend?
So my choice is definitely a black tea. The black tea is called Lapsan Shushong. This black tea is fully fermented, it's sweet, it has a very signature long sweetness. It's also smoked with pine wood, so it's a bit smoky. Of course, it's quite complex in each brew. It will be a good start to begin with. For more advanced drinker who look for higher level of savory experience, we would definitely recommend Gua Zi Jin. It's very sweet. It's actually a Chinese oolong tea from Fujian. Actually the same origin from the Lapsang Shouzhong I recommended to you. Oolong tea has sweet osmanthus taste and also some notes of milky and nutty flavor.
I know Japan also have a very strong tea culture, and I know they love green tea. Would you be able to recommend any green tea?
I would recommend karigane. It is actually a byproduct from gyokuro and it is stems instead of tea leaves. Although it is just a byproduct, I would say it's very aromatic and very strong taste. And a lot of people have heard about genmai cha. Genmai cha is simply just mixing the sencha or aracha, which is different level of green tea, into roasted brown rice. Our Japanese tea farm also suggested us to, after brewing one or second times for the tea, you can add a few drops of the yuzu vinegar to the dish, and it becomes a very refreshing snack.
Right. So you can drink it as well as eat it. Right. Speaking of temperature, there's also cold brew tea. Is every type of tea leaf suitable for cold brew? How does it work?
My personal comment is try to use the tea with less complexity. For example, Japanese green tea, fukamushi would be a good choice. Fukamushi means deep steam, meaning the steaming time is twice more than the regular sencha. The steaming process is longer, it lowers the bitterness of the tea, and it brings more nutty flavor because the tea is over-steamed, it's finer.
Do you have any advice on how to pick tea leaves and how can you tell if the tea leaves are good?
It really requires years of experience in, picking tea leaves. And also the standard will vary across countries and also types of tea. But generally speaking, if we look into Chinese, Taiwanese, and also Japanese tea, we can, we have to rely all of our senses into picking our tea, which include sight, our nose, and also, of course, our taste. If you look at the dry tea leaves and also the steeped tea leaves, the less crushed one would be better. So you look for more intact one. Also, you can look at the color, the liquor of the tea. Is it being muddy or is it clean? So of course, cleaner is better, right? So checking about the fragrance, you have a few steps to check on the fragrance. Like on the tea liquor, of course, for each brew. and also on the fragrance left on the gaiwan lid. You just smell over it. After you're drinking the tea, you can also have a smell on the empty cup. The tea is better. It will possibly stay longer.
Wow, sounds like there is like a lot of complexity. 今日咧，我就有機會試好幾款嘅茶啦。咁但係我就揀唔到一款我係特別中意嘅，因為咧佢每一款都有佢獨特嘅香味同埋味道啊。而且我仲學識咗點樣去揀茶葉啦，同埋同沖茶嘅技巧啊。雖然咧茶同水好似加埋好簡單咁樣，但係其實當中咧原來有好多嘅學問嘅喎。如果你係對茶有興趣嘅人咧，呢個體驗真係啱晒你啊！
今集嘅節目時間又差唔多啦，想知多啲啱啱介紹過嘅內容，好簡單，上我哋嘅網頁睇下就得啦。嚟緊繼續黐住我哋，盡情去講生活講享受，一齊試下嚟自世界各地嘅精緻美食，學下點樣令每一日過得健康啲、開心啲，仲會緊貼各種潮流資訊，同唔同嘅名人傾下偈，分享佢哋嘅成功之道。想享受人生就千祈唔好錯過下一集嘅節目啦！